Gavin Newsom is trying to appeal to the most radical leftists on the internet. And by doing so, he's becoming extremely divisive. And he's becoming more desperate as his national power play to redistrict California might be facing some hurdles because the Republicans want to secede.
And splitting the state would be a very long process, one that is allowed by the California Constitution, but which would require the approval of both the state assembly and the state senate and the voters of California. The so-called two-state solution would split the state vertically, with the Bay Area and all but one coastal county in the west, including LA, Santa Barbara, San Diego. This would represent about 3/4 of California's population. To the east, most of the inland areas, Northern California, the Sierra Nevada, Central Valley, and Southern California's Inland Empire, about 10 million Californians. Today, state Republicans said that the split would give rural voters a voice, which they say will be silenced if the new redrawn congressional maps are approved by voters in the November 4th special election. One of the authors there, James Gallagher of Northern California, said that this impacts water rights, the price of fuel, firefighting resources, the battle between ranchers and environmentalists, and so on.
Gavin Newsom is such a selfish, power-hungry politician. He's willing to disenfranchise his own voters, sacrifice them at the altar of the Democrat Party, just to try and get some national recognition to improve his presidential odds. He is putting his presidential ambitions above his duties as the governor. Donald Trump received 40% of the votes in California, yet they only have 17% of their House seats that are Republican. So they're already living under these extremely unfair maps. And now Gavin Newsom's plan is to reduce that 17% to like 10 or 11%. And the Republicans in California are fed up. The inland, rural parts of California share none of the same concerns as the coastal, elite, expensive, woke cities. But yet those cities are going to have unilateral control over the direction of the entire state. Gavin Newsom is so power hungry that despite a bill called Prop 36 in California passing, which is supposed to revert all criminal penalties back to where they were pre-George Floyd, because after the whole defund the police fiasco, California went super soft on crime and instituted policies like if you shoplifted under $1,000, it'd be a misdemeanor, but you probably wouldn't even be charged. And obviously this led to an insane spike in crime, followed by stores closing. And so the citizens want that to stop. They want that to revert back to the old penalties. And Gavin Newsom won't put it forward because he says the state doesn't have the money for it. But yet he took $50 billion of state funds to Trump-proof the state for his own personal gripes. He consistently sacrifices the well-being of his own constituents for his personal political gain.